Many Western New Yorkers and businesses are still feeling the effects of December's deadly blizzard. You know, by now, dozens of people died during that storm, even more than the infamous blizzard of '77. And those strong, nonstop winds also caused a lot of damage to homes and shut down many businesses, some for days, some even longer. A couple of months later now, people have the opportunity to apply for help through the low-interest federal disaster loan program. And joining me live right now is Jim Accurso. He is with the Small Business Administration. I know you're in town for this outreach effort that's going on right now.
Yes.
I got to be honest with you. You hear Small Business Administration, you think about small businesses.
Right.
I was surprised to learn that this low interest program isn't just for businesses, but also for homes. What should we know? What's the headline here of what this organization's offering?
We are the Small Business Administration Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience, and we do help homeowners and renters, as well as businesses and nonprofits, with our long-term low interest loans that we offer.
And so low interest loans right now seem especially important because interest rates have been going up, right?
Right.
What are I was reading some of the terms and I thought, wow, that is a great deal. So
Yep.
for people who are, suffering through some of this damage, this seems like a heck of an opportunity.
The interest rates are 3% and less, and they vary if you're in a business owner or a homeowner. But they are extremely low, and typically our disaster loans are, and the terms are 30 years, and right now they are interest-free and deferred for 12 months. So if anyone gets approved for a loan, not only is there no obligation to take the loan or no fee to apply, but they are deferred for 12 months.
Yeah, and that really helps for the businesses we think that were shut down for so long, because it's a process to get back on your feet. So to have that sort of wiggle room
Right.
Before you have to start paying seems like a big deal.
It is, and we know folks have been through a lot, and the situation is that we encourage them to come into one of the two centers that we have. We have a center here in Buffalo. We're at the Grider Center, and then we're also in Cheektowaga at the EOC out there. And we encourage folks to come in and meet with one of our trained and experienced customer service reps with any questions that they have. And if everything goes well, they can get their application in and maybe get some money within about 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that time frame. So you've got sort of, this Q&A kind of thing, right? You can answer people's questions. They have a certain amount of time to apply and then a certain amount of time until it all goes through. What are those kind of important dates and things to keep in mind?
Okay, so they're actually going to take they can't take an application at the center, okay? But I'm saying they're going to go in with the questions. But yes, they have until next week to go to one of the centers. We're going to be here 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday through next week. They're 9 to 6. The Grider Center is 9:30 to 6 p.m. But they come on in, they get their application in. It's going to go on up to our center in Virginia. It's going to get reviewed, and then they'll hear back from a loan officer with the terms of the loan, and then likely have some paperwork to sign. They'll have 3 to 5 days to sign the paperwork, and like I say, they could get a payout up to $25,000, the first payout, within 5 days after turning in their signed documents.
I would say maybe 90% of the people watching us right now were pretty significantly impacted by this blizzard.
Right.
Not to say everyone has damage to the extent that, you might need a $25,000 loan, but who watching right now do you think is perfectly set up for something like this? Who would you be targeting?
Well, again, a homeowner who had ice damage, right? Got water in the house, and they have an insurance settlement that only goes so far. So we cover what insurance doesn't. Insurance or what other sources don't cover. A renter had, contents of their home. Say they had books or any of their personal belongings that they need to replace. The renters are covered up to $40,000. Homeowners are covered up to $200,000, and that's for property damage and contents. Renters, of course, are just contents. Business owners can get relief up to $2 million, and that's for the structure and inventory, supplies, and the like. And then we also offer economic injury disaster loans, and those are for businesses that, Michael, weren't able to stay open. They had to close. Clients couldn't come to them. They couldn't get to their clients, and they, of course, had to, pay their bills, keep things going. So those are the working capital loans that we offer.
I'm almost out of time here, but this is a big part of your job, right? You go to communities that have been devastated in some cases by a disaster like this.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most important message that you would want to get to people who are watching us right now on maybe this is right for me, maybe it's not, but ask the questions and maybe see?
That is the most important thing. If you're on the fence, you know, you're not sure, you know, may have heard something from somebody or the like, come in and talk to one of our reps. Again, they're trained. You know, like I say, we travel around from disaster to disaster. Yeah. They've been through a lot of this. You know, we understand, we feel your pain, you know, because we've been through a lot, and we understand that, you know, it's been a couple of months, but still, it takes a while to get back on your feet. But we're here to help. You know, we want to help you build back better and you know, be ready to go, you know, in the next year.
Certainly not going to be able to find these terms, this cheap of a loan somewhere else,
exactly,
no doubt.
Exactly.
Jim Accurso is with the Small Business Administration, which again is in town and helping people understand how this works and accepting applications for these low interest federal disaster loans. Thanks so much for coming in, and we'll check back in with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.